Live from ABC7, this is Eyewitness News on LA56.
More top stories tonight. The search is on for at least 3 suspects responsible for killing a grad student near USC. The victim, 24-year-old Jinran Ji, was a Chinese international student. Police say he was attacked outside while walking home from a study group. Ji made it home but was found dead inside his apartment.
Is it a prank or something more disturbing? Someone has been leaving porcelain dolls on the front porches of at least 8 homes in a San Clemente neighborhood. It may seem harmless, but for the people in the homes, it's a little creepy not knowing who's leaving them or why. And they are especially concerned that the dolls resembled their daughters. Sheriff deputies are investigating.
Search planes have located the wreckage of a missing jetliner flying over Northwest Africa. The Air Algiers jet was on a flight from Burkina Faso to Algiers with 116 people on board. The plane crashed in Mali. There's no word on what caused the crash. Good evening. I'm Mark Brown in for David Ona.
And I'm Colleen Sullivan. Welcome back to ABC7 Eyewitness News on LA56. We have some breaking news right now out of Irvine, where tens of thousands of people are in the dark tonight. You're looking live over the area from Air 7 HD.
A huge power outage has affected nearly 27,000 Southern California Edison customers, although we're hearing some people are getting their power back on. You can only imagine how these people are feeling on this very warm night. 83 degrees at last report with 54% humidity in Irvine. Edison blames the outage on an equipment fire at a substation in Irvine. Moments ago, Edison reported power is coming back on. As we mentioned, we will certainly keep you updated.
Tough situation for them in Irvine tonight, though. And tonight, U.S. Airlines starting to fly into Tel Aviv once again. The 48-hour ban has been lifted, but the big headline out of the Middle East tonight, a strike on a UN shelter where families were huddled inside. ABC's David Wright is in Gaza.
Today at Jabalia Hospital, there were so many casualties, they had to stack them 2 to a bed. Mothers and grandmothers and grandchildren. They had sought refuge from this war at a UN school. Today, their safe haven came under attack.
Now, this is one of the smaller local hospitals, but you can see how stretched they are for resources. Only 13 beds in this emergency room today. They got more than 70 injured, many of them just children.
This father begged the busy doctors to please tend to his son. The boy is 13 years old. In all, more than 100 injured, 16 dead in this one attack alone.
Blood here.
And this is where it happened. The buildings clearly marked with UN colors, blue and white. We saw shrapnel in the courtyard and blood, but no one here. The refugees fled, leaving their few belongings behind. Stray horses rummaged through them for food. The UN is outraged, telling us they passed the school's location to Israeli forces 13 times, including this morning.
Where else can these people go? We are the refuge of last resort for them. If they are not safe with us, where are they safe?
But Israel says it warned the UN to evacuate this particular school, that it had to strike militant targets nearby as part of its effort to stop Hamas from firing rockets into Israel. Of course, the people had nowhere to go, and tonight these children are homeless again. David Wright, ABC News, Bet Hanun, Gaza.
Arizona's corrections director speaking out for the first time following yesterday's execution of an inmate with lethal drugs that took almost 2 hours to complete. Witnesses described how Joseph Wood gasped for air for more than 90 minutes. Many in the news media calling it the 3rd botched execution this year involving lethal injections. The corrections chief says the evidence so far shows the opposite.
The IV team, which includes a licensed medical doctor, verified multiple times during the procedure that the inmate was comatose and never in pain.
Director Charles Ryan said the Corrections Department is conducting a full investigation, and until it is finished, there will be no further executions in Arizona.
A settlement has been reached in a lawsuit filed by a man who was shot at during the manhunt for ex-LAPD officer Christopher Dorner. David Perdue of Redondo Beach has agreed to a $1.8 million settlement. In his excessive force complaint, Perdue said Torrance police rammed his pickup truck and fired without warning on February 7th last year. None of the bullets hit Purdue. Police need your help identifying a suspect accused of pepper spraying an officer and stealing clothes from a local mall. The suspect is described as a Caucasian female in her mid-30s with dark red hair and tattoos on both arms. Authorities say the woman walked out of the Macy's store in the Main Place Mall in Santa Ana without paying for about $400 worth of clothing. When a loss prevention officer tried to stop her, the suspect pepper sprayed them twice. She fled in a car described as a newer model four-door silver Nissan. Anyone with information on the suspect is asked to call Orange County Crime Stoppers at 1-855-TIP-OCCS.
It's called lane splitting. Motorcycles driving between lanes in slow traffic. The Highway Patrol had some safety guidelines for lane splitting, but now they've been dropped. Eyewitness News reporter Alex Michelson tells us why.
YouTube is full of videos of so-called lane splitting. That's when a motorcyclist splits between lanes in traffic. It's a practice many drivers we talked with find annoying.
Sometimes when I drive, I don't really see them on the road behind me, and they kind of surprise me.
There should be like a separate lane just for motorcycles.
California is the only state where lane splitting is legal. Last year, the CHP issued guidelines on how to lane split safely. They suggested that bikers travel no more than 10 miles an hour faster than other traffic, don't split lanes when traffic is moving less than 30 miles per hour, and said it's best to split the number 1 and number 2 lanes. The CHP had issued those guidelines on its website, put out PSAs on TV and radio, and brochures at the DMV. And then recently, all those guidelines were taken down.
They went away was because it raised a lot of concerns to the public. Well, is the CHP, are these guidelines now a law, or are they regulation that the CHP is going to be actively enforcing?
That decision has revved up anger from bikers. The American Motorcycle Association posted this online petition asking to bring back the guidelines.
And it's a motorcycle that has a lot of modern technology in it.
At Honda of Glendale, co-owner Brian Strong says safety education is important.
There are people that are going to do things the wrong way, and we need to supply them with the material so that they can stay safe.
The CHP says there are no current plans to bring those guidelines back. In Glendale, Alex Michelson, ABC7 Eyewitness News.
President Obama is back in Washington, D.C. tonight, seen here getting off Marine One at LAX this afternoon. Mr. Obama waved to the crowd before boarding Air Force One. He's now back in the nation's capital after wrapping up a 3-day West Coast swing to raise money and support for Democratic candidates. Mr. Obama was in the LA area for 2 days for fundraising. During the president's stay here, he stopped by the LA Trade Tech College to talk about career training.
The president also surprised some patrons at a popular deli in the Fairfax district. Eyewitness News reporter Carlos Granda has more on his visit.
Hey guys. On the way through Los Angeles, the president did one of his unscheduled stops, this time at the famous Canter's Deli. He surprised people there who were delighted to shake his hand and take a few pictures. He then had lunch with a few supporters. Hello, LA! The president then arrived to LA Trade Tech College a few minutes early, a good thing considering temperatures were in the 90s and the crowd was standing in the sun. The president spoke about the economy that is heating up.
Today, our businesses have added nearly 10 million new jobs over the past 52 months. The unemployment rate is at its lowest point since September of 2008.
Earlier, Obama attended another private fundraiser with some people paying $32,000 each. The president today spoke about jobs, and he claims American corporations are using tax loopholes to move money abroad and pay less taxes here at home.
But these companies are cherry-picking the rules. And it damages the country's finances. It adds to the deficit. It makes it harder to invest in things like job training that help keep America growing.
Critics, including House Speaker John Boehner, say companies are going overseas not because of loopholes, but because of the high tax rate. People who came to listen agree with the president's agenda for the next 2 years.
Finding a job, being able to get affordable education, health care, all of those things are very important to me.
They would have to keep the jobs here instead of using our taxes, like he said, to send it somewhere else.
This was the president's 19th trip to Southern California, and according to one person here, a successful fundraiser as Democrats get ready for the midterm elections. In Los Angeles, I'm Carlos Granda, ABC7 Eyewitness News.
And we are working hard to end hunger in our Feed SoCal campaign. We collected thousands of pounds of food and thousands of dollars in donations last week, and this week we want to do it all again.
Here are some ways, here are some ways you can help. Buy a $5 pre-filled bag of groceries at your local Vons or Pavilion store. You can also drop off non-perishable foods of your choice throughout the month of July, or you can donate online at abc7.com/feedsocal.
And tomorrow we will be stuffing the trucks in Orange County and in the Inland Empire. Alicia Del Valle will be at the Vons on East 17th Street in Costa Mesa, and Garth Kemp will be at the Mathis Brothers in Ontario.
Coming up here, a one-man crime spree caught on camera.
The gunman terrorizing drivers. See how some courageous law enforcement officers finally took him down.
The sun setting on what was another scorcher of a day. When does it cool down? I will tell you the answer to that question coming up in your 7-day forecast. Stick around.
We have much more tonight on a wild story we first reported right here last night. A gunman armed with an assault rifle accused of carjacking drivers and leading police on a wild chase in Colorado. It was all caught on camera. ABC's Clayton Sandell shows us how the suspect was finally taken down by police.
This wild crime spree started at 2:40 p.m. yesterday. Police say Christopher Sullivan and a female accomplice sped off after a routine traffic stop, getting away. 30 minutes later, allegedly carjacking another driver. Armed with a handgun and rifle, police say the pair crashed that car, then stole a truck belonging to a co-worker of Bush Sutter.
The guy pulled out a machine gun and started shooting at him, so he dove in the bushes.
We do have shots fired. They do have a high ground on us.
Deputies call on a TV news helicopter for help.
Team 6, we need those updates from the news helicopter ASAP.
By 4:15, the female, a juvenile, is in custody. Sullivan keeps going, trying these trucks for a getaway, then walking into this house. The couple inside had no idea he was there until this. Their stolen SUV comes crashing through the garage door. Soon the car gets stuck and Sullivan heads for a major interstate.
He is getting ready to hijack another vehicle. He is pointing a gun at cars.
That's when this motorcycle deputy rolls up, his gun already drawn. He is 20-year veteran Fred Haggett. Sullivan drops his guns, still trying to get away, but by 4:20 it's over as Haggett makes the tackle.
I've got him down on the ground, middle of the highway.
It ended nearly 2 hours, 3 stolen cars, and 6 crime scenes later, but police say no one was injured. Clayton Sandell, ABC News, Denver.
A $5,000 reward is being offered in the case of white flags flying over the Brooklyn Bridge in New York. Police say 4 to 5 people switched American flags for white surrender flags Monday night. Detectives have nicknames of the possible suspects and are trying to learn their real names. They're also looking at surveillance tape from nearby businesses. A private citizen is offering the reward in hopes of catching the suspects.
Is our heat wave just warming up? Jonathan Novak's complete forecast is up next.
And a day at the beach doesn't have to be relaxing. It also could be a great workout. How to get in shape by hitting the sand. You should really get hazard pay for being a golf ball retriever after this story in Florida. A man was contracted to dive for golf balls at the Bonaventure Country Club in Weston. On the second hole, Stephen Martinez went diving for a ball. What he did come across, a 10-foot alligator. It bit him on the arm and hand. Somehow Martinez was able to drive himself to the pro shop and call 911.
Being at the wrong place at the wrong time, and I just hope it doesn't happen again. It's a rare occasion. I mean, I've been diving for years and years.
Well, this isn't the first time Martinez has been attacked by an alligator. He was bitten at the same arm 8 years ago in Boynton Beach.
So it's really not that rare, is it?
Yeah.
It's happened twice.
Staying with that job.
Twice is enough. 2 strikes, man. So, Jonathan, a lot of people in Irvine with the power out want to know when it's maybe going to cool off.
I think tomorrow we'll have a little bit of a break, but you know what we really could use some of the showers that are off to the east of us to work their way into our area. And it looks like we have a chance of that, but not in the Irvine area. Unfortunately, it would be over the mountains, and it would be Saturday and Sunday, and the chance is pretty low. But as we look at that live Mega Doppler 7000 HD, we do see there are some showers off to the east. It's not too far away. If we can get some of that monsoonal moisture over here, we can squeeze out a few showers over the weekend, over the mountain areas, and maybe a couple of those making it into the high desert, but that's it as far as that goes. In fact, you can see some of the cumulus clouds today on the visible satellite image. While we have the sun up, we can see this imagery, and you see some of the clouds up in the high desert all the way over to Big Bear, try to get going, but it wasn't really too much in the way of cloud cover for anybody, really. It was just the temperatures, hot stuff. 92 is our high in downtown. Normally we're at 84. That is going to be the warmest temperature we see in the forecast, it looks like, okay? So I think today was the hottest day of the 7-day, which is something to, I guess, being the positive side of things, something to look forward to. 71 right now at the airport. We head over to Long Beach, down to Long Beach, 79. Some light winds, got a bit of a breeze at the coast, so that's nice. 88 still in Burbank right now. Santa Clarita, 89 right now. 92 still in Palmdale. 89 in Riverside. Hemet, 91 for you at the moment, and still triple digits in Palm Springs. 111 right now is your current temperature. So let's zoom out and see what's going on. What we have is high pressure, and that's why we have been so warm. It is, and you can really see the circulation. It's sitting to the east of us, and you see that clockwise rotation around it. That moisture is not too far away, but unfortunately the high is not going to move too much closer to us. So as we head in through the next couple of days, high pressure pretty much where it is or a little east. We're going to hope that it yanks in a little bit of that moisture into the mountain areas, and we can squeeze out again a few showers Saturday and Sunday. Sunday's the best chance of that, 30% over to the mountain areas. Otherwise, again, we're staying dry. We're staying hot. We're staying sunny. 71 in Encino to wake you up tomorrow. 70 in Malibu. 60 in Fraser Park. Palmdale, Lancaster, 71 to 73 degrees. Bakersfield, 75 to wake up tomorrow morning. But you notice tomorrow afternoon, not as many triple digits. All right, we're going to cool things off 3 or 4 degrees, especially in the IE, where you only see 100 in Riverside, 101 in Beaumont. And I say only because you were much warmer than that today, adding on probably about 4 or 5 degrees up in the IE compared to what you'll see tomorrow. So that's good news, all right? 70 forecast, trying to find the positives here. 89 tomorrow and then 87 Saturday. We were back to average on Sunday for that one day, and then we warmed back up above average for next week with high pressure shoving its way back into the area, unfortunately. Valleys, IE, 100 tomorrow. You're down into the mid-90s on Sunday, closer to average, a few high clouds. And if we get enough of that moisture in here, that could keep things a little bit cooler, in fact, on Sunday than even that 96. So we'll hope for that to cool things off in the valleys. Mountains, 10% chance of rain tomorrow. Better on Saturday, even better still on Sunday. 30% risk of a few showers breaking out, and an 80 on Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday. 79 next Thursday with some high cloud cover. That's the place to be. Mountains or the beach. High desert, 103 tomorrow, 101, and then down to 100 on Sunday. You're staying in the triple digits throughout with a slight chance of rain on Sunday. Dallas has the latest in the forecast, ABC7 at 11.
Okay, Jonathan, thank you. Now to sports. The Lakers wanted to bring Jeremy Lin to training camp after he went undrafted out of Harvard. Lin, who was born in Torrance but grew up in Palo Alto, chose to sign with the Golden State Warriors in order to be closer to home. 4 years later, Lin's sanity will play in the Southland for a couple of years. The Lakers acquired Lin in a trade with the Rockets earlier this month, along with a future first-round pick and a second-round pick next year. Last season, Lin shot 45% from the field and 36% from the three-point range, both career bests. During today's introductory press conference, Lin reiterated his desire to start, but what he looks forward to the most is learning from Kobe.
I think I'll be able to learn a lot from him, and he's been there and he's done it and he's won at the highest level, and I'm just excited to be able to learn from him, to be honest. I obviously believe that I can start for an NBA team and help that team win. As a competitor, I would obviously love to, but that's that's not me coming in saying I need this or I need that. I just want to be a part of the team.
The first day of the Pac-12 Media Day yesterday featured the USC Trojans. Day 2 today, the UCLA Bruins got their turn in front of the mics. And the Bruins better start getting used to the spotlight. They are picked to win the South over the men of Troy, despite Oregon being the favorite to win the conference championship. Many across the nation believe Jim Mora's group is good enough to be one of the 4 teams to make it to the first ever college football playoffs. Mora and his team aren't looking that far ahead.
Every day our goal is just to be the best we can be that day and then come back the next day and be a little bit better, and I think that's the approach you have to take. I think if you look too far down the line or listen to what's going on outside, you make a terrible mistake and you hamper your ability to be successful. So our players have embraced that philosophy. You know, I don't think when you get around our team you hear them talking about the outside expectations or, you know, the long-term goals. They talk about the process, you know, the grind, going to work every day and being great.
The Bruins will begin the 2014 season on August 30th on the road at Virginia.
If you've ever tried running on sand, you know it is tough stuff, and yet it's the type of workout that can be beneficial to just about everyone. Food and fitness coach Lori Corbin has reasons why you might want to head to the beach for your next run.
Get your knees up, full extension through your feet, go.
Running drills are a great way to get in shape, but it's actually the sand that's making a difference for these athletes.
It's one of the best workouts because you're going to increase your calorie burn by being on an unstable surface, utilizing more muscle mass and engaging more of your core muscles.
Michelle Lovett, a strength and conditioning coach for ASICS, is a big fan of the sand for all exercisers.
It increases your core strength, increases your leg strength, which transfers through to your upper body strength.
You could feel it right after the first workout. You're going to feel a lot of muscle fibers that you've never worked before.
And because impact is minimal, sand training is a bonus for those with muscle imbalance and minor injuries.
You're always recruiting the muscle groups that are unstable or that are weak.
I think it's really good for strengthening your ankles and, like I said, a lot of muscle recruitment that you normally wouldn't have in a gym.
If you're new to exercise, realize that this training will jack up heart rate quickly, but don't be discouraged.
It's a different type of training. Your body will get stronger on the beach and it'll become less difficult to do and more enjoyable as you go.
Lateral slides, jumps, and fancy footwork make for better fitness no matter what your sport.
If you're looking for inspiration, you might head down to the ASICS World Beach Volleyball Tournament this weekend, where you'll see the top players in top form. And a better bet, fans can play too in 4- and 6-man competition.
You don't have to be a pro to be a part of this. And ASICS has a thing called the Carry Cannon this year. You can go in and you can stand and receive a serve from the speed that Carry would hit a ball at and see if you can return it.
Recorded serve speed, 65 miles an hour. The free event is in Alamitos Beach in Long Beach until Sunday. Lori Corbin, ABC7 Eyewitness News.
I would run out of the way of one of those balls.
In the sand. Be a good workout.
Yeah, exactly. All right, well, more news straight ahead here at 8 o'clock and ahead tonight on Eyewitness News at 11 on KABC. Thousands are left in the dark and without power. We're going to have the latest on the power outage in Orange County. Plus, a group of local kids are returning from Israel tonight. Their emotional reunions. And a big Hollywood star helps honor vets on the USS Iowa. These stories and all the late-breaking news on Southern California's #1 late newscast, Eyewitness News at 11 on KABC.
If you can't live like a king, you can certainly drive like one. Take a look at the king of rock and roll's 1963 Rolls-Royce Phantom. It's up for auction next month. Elvis Presley donated the car to one of his favorite charities in 1968. The custom limousine has only been repainted once. Why? Presley's mother's chickens pecked away the shiny finish. It comes with a car phone and a set of crystal glasses. The car can be yours for about $200,000 to $300,000.
And who knew the Queen can photobomb? Take a close look. Yes, that's Queen Elizabeth in a very smart outfit behind two players from the Australian women's hockey team at the Commonwealth Games. The players say the Queen seemed to understand what was going on and appears to smile for the camera. The Queen was making an unscheduled visit for the games in Wales, England, for that match.
All right, the King and the Queen. Thanks for watching.